of love.
Our employees will absolutely be wearing masks and other personal protective equipment. We're going to minimize touch points. We're going to have as many of the doors open so you don't have to touch the doors.
The number of new infections is slowly decreasing across Spain, as is the daily fatality rate.
I heard you crying loud.
Nearly 80% of American states will now have either ended their coronavirus shutdown, planning to do so in coming days.
As soon as possible. Some states are already open. I mean, they're opening up rapidly.
My life before the pandemic was pretty solid, I want to say, honestly. Had a job. Now I currently got laid off due to the pandemic. And it's pretty much it. Looking for more job opportunities or openings or whatever I could do to get more income in.
Completely lost my job. I worked in a deli service, so only thing they could do is like pick up orders and stuff, and we don't have enough, and like we have too many employees to be able to service all that. So I'd say the most difficult part of this pandemic would probably be just like the urgency of everything that happened and how quick it happened. It was so fast, so quick that everyone just had to adjust like everything, depending if you go to school, if you have like, most people are out of work, if you're not an essential worker. So
my girlfriend, her grandparents had it, and which was also weird. They cleared up, they're fine, they're okay now. But her auntie lived at home with them, and she had no signs, she had no mask, she was there taking care of her, like rubbing their heads, giving them food, everything, and she had no signs whatsoever.
This pandemic has taught me to appreciate the outdoors and appreciate being outside. Like, I'm just definitely the type of person that can't be like inside for too long, and I've noticed a mental deterioration of my own health, and just saw it kind of just fly out the door. And with school, I learned it helps a lot to have people constantly going to class and motivated to like being in a community. Like, having a community around yourself really does drive everything, and it's just so tough to live like this. Like,
yeah, I would have to say the best stress reliever for me is being outdoors, nature, you know, of course being out with your friends and enjoying, you know, the moment, I guess you could say. It's pretty nice, just enjoying the moment, I guess.
Today is our 11th wedding anniversary, so we're just out, got married here at UNM and just wanted to come out and celebrate our 11th anniversary.
Covid-19 has affected me negatively in that I probably shouldn't have, but I really believe that our country will be able to handle something this minor, and something this minor has become so big and it's dangerous. And our supply chain is non-existent. And it amazes me that we're one of the richest, most educated, talented country in the world, or we believed that for a long time, and now we're starting to see maybe not.
I'm just out of routine. I am typically a routine person, get up at the same time every day. I'm a gym rat. I love the gym. I can't go to the gym now, even though I can do other things, but you know, I can't go to the gym. So it's just kind of affected my daily routine, but then I've picked up other routines too. So
I miss my friends at school too.
We prayed a lot together, so we're Christians, and so we've done a lot more praying. We've also taken walks every day, so I think that helps too, and bicycle a little, just to get out of the house and feel the sunshine, and you know.
I think a positive that has happened is that we're outside more as a family. So we were so our schedules were so tight, with work, with homework, with sports activities, events on Saturdays, that, typically, when we come home in the afternoons, we're just so tired and go to bed. And so it has been great that we been able to really just get out and enjoy nature. We like I said, we go for walks almost every day. I guess I would say is that embrace, the situation, embrace your family, embrace learning more about yourself, what's important to you, what is your purpose in life. And I think that's helpful, honestly. That's, like I said, am I afraid? I'm not. I have a lot of peace. Like I said, it's not that I'm very happy about where we are, but I think I'm learning more about my family. I'm learning more about me. I'm learning what's important. And I mean, this is kind of a beautiful day like today is important to me, and whereas before, I never would have had time to do something like this,
Or appreciate it as much, right?
That is true, yeah.
And now we actually appreciate the sun, the wind, grass, and just being able to touch each other.
Yeah.
I feel like because I'm not seeing family and I'm not seeing my friends, I feel like I need to be touched. Like, I appreciate hugs now more because they're rare and far in between now.
Well, I work in healthcare. I'm a nurse, and I am a consultant. So I have been traveling, and I spent a lot of time up in the Pacific Northwest, which was there in the early moments of the hot spot in the Seattle-Tacoma area, and was very involved with helping to organize patient care in the hospitals and train staff and worry about PPE. And then I came home, but I've still been helping, and so it's affected me in that I feel like I understand pretty deeply the leadership conflicts, the moral distress that people are having, that commitment that you have to serve, and then am I being treated fairly and justly by the system? So it's affected me in a big way. The most difficult part for me has been listening to the leaders of our country right now who are unable to lead and who are more focused on their own personal issues, narcissism, are they being successful, than on focusing on what our country needs. And I'm very angry that things were ignored when they could have been, we could have started managing this differently. And I also am very upset by, it's always people who are in poverty and people who, different races in our country suffer at greater proportions because they start from a poorer health, less access to resources and food. And so I think this is, it's a tragedy to be the wealthiest country in the world and not take this responsibility seriously. And then believe that corporate America is going to do the right thing. You have to ask yourself the question, how did we get here? So some of how we got here is because we have a population that's largely focused on their own individual needs and not as focused on the needs of the population. And that shows up in people not coughing, people not covering when they cough, washing their hands. So there's a fundamental attitude in this country that it's not just about me, it's got to be about us. And I think the pendulum is tipped too far. I think there will be things that are forever changed. And I do see this as almost like 9/11 pre and post. There'll be a pre and post feeling about this. From within inside the healthcare system, this has been the most significant in terms of control mechanisms. So I do think things will be different. But I do think we'll migrate to a better place. That's my hope. I'm optimistic. And I hope that people will be more thoughtful about their impact on others. And ultimately, that's what's going to help us move forward, that if I'm sick, I shouldn't go to work. If I'm sick, I shouldn't sit on a plane. And really being more considerate of the impact you have.
It's not affecting me on a personal level because I don't believe in hoaxes or numbers being lied about or the economy being shut down because 50,000 people have died in America. That's a less than 1% death rate. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. And it's sad to see. It's sad to see that our government can put fear on a nation that is built by the people. And I feel sorry for the people that are living in a state of fear. I'm a strength coach. So I think because I've been doing it for so long, I'm lucky enough to know that if I only have a little bit of equipment, I can still do what I need to do. But for the 80% of other personal trainers that always utilized a gym where we cannot go anymore, we have thousands or tens of thousands of small business or entrepreneurs or self-employed people that are out of luck. I just don't think it's fair. I'm not worried about getting the virus, but I would respect the people around me that are worried about it. I believe that if your immunity is high and you take good care of yourself, this virus is like any virus that goes around. Pneumonia, diabetes, heart attacks, everything else has much higher numbers than this. But if you take care of yourself, you stay away from those things, just like you would stay away from something like this. So it's not that I'm not scared of it, or that I am scared of it, but I think if our immunity is high enough, we take care of ourselves. Our body takes care of ourselves. We have kids being uneducated for no reason, stripped of maybe a safe place, and a whole bunch of elderly people scared at home. And maybe, the other age groups as well. I have friends in their 20s and 30s that are scared as well. They won't even go out to eat. So, I don't know. It's a sad state of affairs. There has to be a good side to it. And I think that the good side will be that we will unite more and stop so much hate and discrimination. Going back to hugging. I just want to hug everybody. So that's probably what I look forward to the most, and being around all the people that I love, of course. Come. Do you miss gymnastics?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you wish you could go back?
Yeah.
Are you scared of the coronavirus?
No.
No. Do you think we should be scared?
No.
Okay.
I am 82, so therefore I am at a high risk. So therefore I have moved out of my apartment building and I'm living in an Airbnb, paying rent at both locations. I don't have a television now, and I've learned that that's an advantage. I'm listening to NPR, and with the newspaper and the NPR, I'm keeping up with things, I think. In terms of challenge, I consider myself blessed and to be grateful because of my age, my income is pretty stable because of Social Security and other fixed income. And my heart bleeds for those people who have children, who have lost their jobs, and maybe the unemployment relief is not coming in. My concern for them is great. I'm a loner anyway. So therefore, I've been able to keep busy, even without television and other accoutrements. I'm grateful for the people who are delivering groceries, those kinds of things. And it seems to me that this country is being kept going now by the low-income people who are willing to risk their lives to go grocery shopping for people like me. And so I'm very grateful for that. I'm 82, and so no, I don't want to die tomorrow. but I know that's a possibility, and I have to incorporate that into my philosophy of life and my awareness of what my stage of life is. And so that is something unique to me in my age level. And I have dealt with the idea of death as a philosophy and as just a way of thinking for years and years and years. That doesn't mean I'm ready to die. I want to live until I'm 100. But if I don't, it will be okay. I would say that for me and for other people, I would hope that we would come to appreciate other people for just being human, for being who they are. And I'm not bragging, but I make a point of indicating to people who are the grocery deliverers, the security people. There was a woman sitting in her security car out in the parking lot just an hour ago. I thanked her because some of these people get lots of criticism. I've heard of the criticism. So they need to hear that we do appreciate them, because on their backs this country has kept going, and I'm grateful for that. And for people who do not appreciate that, I just have empathy. Is that it? And I washed my bra so I don't have a bra on. But I don't care. I don't care. If I sag, that means I'm a woman. Now.